Shalom everyone, it's your professional organizer Mariah, and we are coming back with another video of tips, skills, little nuggets of information that you all can use in your own home to grow more shalom in your spaces. So, you know how I get. Let's do vocabulary today. A lot of people will live their lives in misery. A big part of why that continues to perpetuate is because you're allowing yourself to do that. But just look around you. Look at your space. Does your space exude peace? Does it exude happiness? Does it exude joy? All those positive things. Look around your space. If it doesn't, like realistically, don't just look around and be like, oh well, it's exactly how I want it. But you're angry at everybody when you're washing the dishes. You're angry at everybody when you're sweeping, when you're mopping, when you're doing laundry, when you gotta prep the food. You're always angry. And you wonder why people identify you as bitter, angry, overwhelming. It's because your space is like that. So you really are so connected to your space where you're exhibiting the actual behavior and emotion that your space has settled in, to where everybody that comes into your space feels that type of energy. Now, I'm not talking about if you need to repair some things. You should eventually plan to make a budget, save up, and execute those repairs monthly. Figure out in your home, walk around the home, the perimeter of your home on the outside, and see what needs to be done and plan maybe each week or each month or a duration of a long period of time of when those things need to be maintenance. So we're bitter. We're bitter about our life. We're bitter about the circumstances. We're bitter about our home, to the point where we're actually neglecting it, even though we're working so hard to keep up with it. You're working so hard to keep up with it because you've neglected it for so long. You don't have time. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, if that's one of the pain points, which is time, bitter, take that I, throw it out. I give you E. Here you go. Turn that bitter into being better. That's all you can do. There's no sense in being bitter. You got yourself in this situation. Not saying nobody didn't help you get into it, but you ultimately have the power to get out of it by being better. And I know it's not easy. It's a lot easier to be bitter than it is to be better. However, if you take the steps to become better, then bitter, it won't even be a thing. Everybody else sees it, but they're not telling you. They showing you by not coming around. They showing you by not texting you. They showing you by not asking about how you're doing, because they already know you're bitter. However, if you set some times aside each day to figure out the pain points, okay? I am a single mom. These are the responsibilities that I have. These are the things that are stressing me out. How can I go about each day getting better than the day before? How can I stop being bitter and be better? You're going to continue to be bitter when you continue to keep these bad habits. When you, and I don't want to say bad, unhealthy. Let's do unhealthy, because good and bad, unhealthy behaviors. If you have unhealthy behaviors and it leads you to prioritize things that are not going to be beneficial in your life or your children's life, you really need to reconsider what you're doing with your time, your money, and your mental energy. Because as much as you're trying to escape by doing those unhealthy behaviors, you're actually falling more and more and more into a hole that is going to lead you nowhere. Actually, it is going to lead you somewhere. It's going to lead you into the doomsday of bitterness. That's where it's going to go. It's never ending. This thing, bitterness, it's never ending. It just keeps getting worse and worse. And then you start collecting animals in your home. And now your friends are all the cast members of The Lion King. Okay, you need to figure out, what can I do? How can I become more organized where I prioritize the things that need to be done in my home versus feeding these unhealthy habits? If that means that you have to budget, if that means that you have to find an accountable partner, or if you don't have that, friend or family member, you have to be that accountable partner. You have to be that for yourself. And sometimes that means you get a planner. Sometimes that means you get a budget book, which I'll show you guys all these things in later videos. But just trying to make sure that you have, let me see if I can have my organized books from Dollar Tree. I love these. A goal. Have a goal in mind. Write in this book. Even if you don't like the books, the tangible ones, get a fake book, an app. It's not really fake, but a digital book that you can write your plans, you can write your goals. But if you don't take any actions, they'll just stay in that book. And you'll just be cluttering in these books. Get rid of the clutter out of these books of your goals and your plans, and actually have them take up valuable real estate in your home. Now you can decide today and tomorrow and how much longer, the Heavenly Father gives you on this earth to change the I into an E in bitter. Everybody sees it. You exude it. Your home exudes it. You don't want nobody to drop the crumbs on the floor, even though, come on. Not all the food makes it into the mouth sometimes. Sometimes it do get around the table. Sometimes it does get on the floor. But if you have a plan, if you have a sweep at the end of the night where you sweep around your home, and they have little robots that go around your home and eat all the crumbs and stuff. And you know what? It has its own home. That's how organized the organizer is. It goes around your home to collect the trash, the crumbs and stuff, and then it goes back to its little home. And the home sucks up the crumbs and stuff into its own little garbage. Now, if your pain point is, I got so much square footage in this home. 1, you should have thought about that. 2, if that is the case and we can't do nothing about it because you're already paying the mortgage, get you one of these vacuums, these little robot vacuums. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to put that in my Amazon affiliate link on my Instagram, Living in Shalom. And you will see these vacuums will help you clean up your home. If nobody else wants to help clean up your home in your house because you haven't come up with an organizational system to clean up your home yet, but you still keep yelling at everybody about you don't get help and nobody does nothing. Get you a system. And in the time being, get you one of these little robots to help you around the house if nobody else want to help you. You got to better yourself. And sometimes that means you got to outsource help. Whether that's a cleaning company, whether that's an organizational person, whether that's a robot. Get you some help. But you got to be strategic. You got to actually think about what it is that you need help with. Stop yelling at everybody. Stop being mad. Stop having all these unhealthy behaviors and seeing it as therapy. It ain't therapy. It's not. You really need to understand it's not. Nobody else will tell you, but I will tell you. It is not. And we got to find real solutions. If you're looking for real solutions, you're going to keep watching these videos. You're going to keep trying to get better instead of bitter because you want real solutions. And they might not be immediate. The results are going to be as fast as you're willing to make a decision. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. You can't have other people help you if you're not going to help yourself. You can't look for that immediate help from your kids when you have not even you haven't created a blueprint for your family with your spouse. If you do have a spouse, if you don't, you need to create that blueprint, because you are bitter. Once you get over the bitter part, it starts with yourself. You got to start with yourself. If you're bitter, you need to figure out, how do I become better instead of bitter? What is it that I need to do to change my narrative? Because right now my narrative is bitter. If someone is saying that you're bitter and there's other people that notice that you're bitter, they might have a point. Not saying that you encompass everything about you is bitter, because that might not be the case. Something made you that way, but you allowed it to make you that way. So now you can allow yourself to not be that way and make these organizational changes in your life. Because I will tell you, once you make these organizational changes in your life, once you come up with a plan about your finances, you come up with an organization plan about your food, you come up with an organizational plan about your vacations, things will become a lot easier to manage, a lot easier to plan. But it takes that personal work. It takes that change. So that is my little for you today. Turn that I into an E. And at the end of the day, you will have a better day. You will be a better you. Your life will be better when you're living in shalom. So, hope you all have a great, wonderful, amazing, fabulous day. And turn that I into an E. And remember this one thing. If you're not living in shalom, you're not living. Bye.